Beignets. Beignets are square pieces of yeast-leavened dough that are deep-fried and generously covered with powdered sugar. They are strongly associated with New Orleans, particularly its historic French Quarter, although fried dough traditions exist in many parts of the world. The dough expands as it hits hot oil, creating a hollow or airy interior beneath the crisp exterior. Freshly fried beignets are usually eaten warm because the contrast between the hot pastry and cool powdered sugar is part of the experience. Their simplicity is what makes them distinctive. There is no complicated filling or elaborate crust, just dough, oil, and sugar. Karaage. Jump to Japan, where fried chicken takes a completely different approach. Bite-sized chicken is marinated in soy, ginger, and garlic. No thick batter involved. Instead of flour, it's dusted in potato starch, which fries up light and almost glassy. That thin starch coating barely absorbs oil, so it doesn't go soft as it sits. It also seals in juices fast, since the pieces are small and cook through quickly. That's why Karaage stays crispy hours later, even cold in a lunchbox. Compare that to southern fried chicken, which goes soggy within the hour. Donuts. Donuts are sweet pieces of dough that are usually deep-fried and then finished with sugar, glaze, icing, or other toppings. Ring-shaped donuts became particularly popular in the United States, although many cultures have their own fried dough traditions. The center hole is not just decorative. It allows the dough to cook more evenly by increasing the amount of surface area exposed to hot oil. Filled versions solve the same cooking problem differently by using smaller shapes that can be fried before being injected with jam, cream, or other fillings. The result can range from a light, airy pastry to a dense and chewy fried dough. Fish and chips. Fish and chips became one of Britain's most recognizable fried food combinations during the 19th century. A piece of fish is covered in batter and deep-fried until the coating becomes crisp, while potatoes are cut into thick pieces and fried separately. The combination worked especially well as inexpensive, filling food for industrial cities and coastal communities. The batter protects the fish from the direct heat of the oil, allowing the interior to steam gently while the exterior becomes crisp. When served together, the contrast between flaky fish, crunchy batter, and soft potato creates a meal built almost entirely around texture. Arancini. Arancini are Italian fried rice balls traditionally associated with Sicily. Cooked risotto-style rice is shaped around a filling, commonly cheese, meat sauce, or peas, then coated and deep-fried until golden. The name is connected to their resemblance to small oranges, especially in their classic round form. What makes arancini different from many other fried foods is that the main ingredient has already been cooked before frying. The oil's job is therefore to crisp the outer coating, heat the filling, and transform the rice into a compact handheld snack. They are also a practical example of how cooked leftovers can become an entirely new dish. Pakora. Pakora is a South Asian fried snack made by coating vegetables, onions, paneer, meat, or other ingredients in a seasoned gram flour batter before deep frying them. Chickpea flour gives the coating a distinctive flavor and a rough, crisp texture. Spices, herbs, and chilies can be mixed directly into the batter, so the seasoning becomes part of the crust rather than simply sitting on the surface. Pakoras are especially common as street food and as snacks during rainy weather. Almost any ingredient that can hold a coating can become a variation, which explains the enormous range of pakora styles across South Asia. Falafel. Falafel is a deep-fried mixture traditionally made from ground chickpeas or fava beans, combined with herbs, onions, garlic, and spices. It is especially associated with Middle Eastern cuisine and is commonly served inside pita with vegetables, pickles, sauces, or tahini. Unlike foods that begin as whole ingredients, falafel starts as a seasoned mixture that is shaped into small balls or patties before frying. The hot oil quickly forms a crisp shell, while the inside stays moist and crumbly. That combination makes falafel work equally well as a snack, a street food, or part of a larger meal. Onion rings. Onion rings turn a simple onion into a fried food with two completely different textures. Thick slices of onion are separated into rings, coated in batter or breadcrumbs, and then fried until the exterior becomes crisp. As the coating cooks, the onion inside softens and becomes sweeter. The challenge is getting the coating to stay attached while the onion releases moisture during cooking. That is why many recipes use flour before dipping the onion into batter. The result is a crunchy shell surrounding a soft, sweet onion layer. Tempura. Tempura plays by completely different rules. The batter is ice-cold water, egg, and flour, barely mixed, lumps and all. Overmixing builds gluten, which makes it chewy instead of crisp. Keeping everything ice-cold matters just as much as the mixing technique itself. That cold, lumpy batter hits hot oil and creates a fast, intense burst of steam. That steam is what carves out tempura's lacy, almost see-through texture. It's considered one of the hardest frying techniques to actually master well. Tonkatsu. Tonkatsu is a Japanese breaded pork cutlet that is coated with flour, dipped in beaten egg, covered in breadcrumbs, and deep fried. The Japanese style became established in the late 19th and early 20th centuries as Western-style foods were adapted to local tastes. Unlike tempura, tonkatsu uses a much thicker breadcrumb coating, producing a substantial crunch. Japanese panko breadcrumbs are particularly effective because their larger flaky pieces create an airy crust rather than a dense layer. Tonkatsu is commonly sliced into strips and served with shredded cabbage, rice, and a thick savory sweet sauce. Churros. Churros are fried dough sticks strongly associated with Spain and widely enjoyed across Portugal, Latin America, and many other parts of the world. The dough is usually pushed through a star-shaped nozzle, giving churros their distinctive ridge surface. Those ridges create extra edges that become crisp during frying, while the inside remains soft. Once cooked, churros are often rolled in sugar and served with thick chocolate or another dipping sauce. Their shape also makes them practical street food, because they can be fried, portioned, and eaten without much preparation. Samosa. Samosas are filled pastries that are usually deep-fried until their outer shell becomes crisp and golden. The most familiar version has a triangular shape and contains spiced potatoes, peas, and other vegetables, although meat-filled versions are also common. The pastry is folded around the filling and sealed before it reaches the oil. Frying gradually removes moisture from the dough while creating layers of crispness. Samosas spread widely across South Asia and later became popular throughout the Middle East, Africa, and other regions. Their structure is one reason they work so well as portable food. The filling stays protected inside a sturdy fried shell. Southern fried chicken. Let's start in the American South with the fried food that basically built the genre. It starts with a long buttermilk soak. The acid tenderizes the chicken and roughs up the surface. That rough surface is exactly what lets a double flour dredge grip on tight. Flour goes on, then back into the buttermilk, then flour again for a thicker crust. When it hits hot oil, that layered coating fries unevenly on purpose, creating jagged ridges. Those ridges are why the crust shatters in your mouth instead of just crumbling apart. 2 ingredients, 1 long soak. But the timing is the entire trick behind it.